So let's get ready to rumble.
Let's go. Oh wait, I can't do. I don't want to know the noise complaint from the neighbors.
There goes Jules.
Yes. Okay. Welcome to the TU Animation Industry Club podcast, your one-stop shop for animated-related content and industry info for those trying to get into the animation industry. For today's episode, we'll be going over background design for animation. My name is Murat, your host for today, and joining me are fellow members and guests.
I'm Yafet, but everyone calls me Yadi, and my social media, I have a Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, at True Yadi Banks.
I'm Naomi. I have an Instagram, Sylvie2_DG.
I'm Adana, but you can find me on Instagram and Twitter by at Sonic Boom or Sonic Boomix or at Plexi.
I'm Julian, Jules for short, and I have Instagram, Facebook, DeviantArt, and other social medias as well.
I'm Logan Kelly, so I don't have any social media.
Savior among men.
That's becoming a running gag.
We're doing the bit again,
Yes.
folks. Well, I'm Aiden with a Y, not an I. You can follow me on Instagram at Aiden B-Boy6.
The thing is, under my contacts, I spelt you with an I.
Betrayal!
No, this is before I found out. I just haven't changed it yet.
Oh, betrayal.
Is that Adrian? No.
Oh,
No.
I thought you were talking about someone else.
Okay, so I'm Jay. I have an Instagram. It's at jelly_fish_girl11, all lowercase letters. I make a lot of art there.
Hi, I'm Adrian with an I, not a Y. It's just to clarify that. You can follow me at AI Comics on YouTube and Webtoons.
All right, thanks for joining us.
And so for clarification, when I said Adrian earlier, I meant this Adrian.
Oh, no. That was my character as a human.
Oh, okay.
It didn't slide well.
And for the people that can't see us, I meant
Like Cat
I meant Cat Noir from Miraculous Ladybug.
Oh.
Never watched it.
You should. It's a good show.
I just never. It never clicked.
I mean, it's the first season, the first 2 seasons. 3 is when things start to.
It
But
slipped past me.
the movie, the Netflix movie that came out like a couple months ago, check it out. I highly recommend it.
Try it.
All right, they're not Zagtoon and Jeremy Zag. They're not paying me anything, so
They're not.
neither
Not
is Mr. Estruck.
Neither is Netflix.
Unpaid labor.
Not yet, but we do have a little sponsorship, at least.
Really?
Yeah, kind of like the popcorn company. Yeah, they did send me a link that I'm gonna start putting at the bottom of the next upcoming uploads, so that so apparently any purchases made on the site will be getting a small royalties from it.
Really?
We get sponsors.
Yeah, we got a sponsor from through Towson. I think this company contacts all the clubs to try and do a fundraiser. So I don't know if you guys saw another club. They were doing like a fundraiser with the boba tea that's like across the streets.
What club was that?
I forgot the name of the club. I just saw like an ad that like boba tea was doing a fundraiser where 15% was going to the club.
That's great.
Yeah.
If Jules loves his job, enough, then it doesn't matter whether there's pay involved.
You'll be singing a different tune when you have your own house.
I would love to get free boba.
Again, it depends.
Wait, you got free boba?
Oh, I used
Where?
to. Kung Fu Tea. I had the app. Not sponsored.
Do we get free popcorn?
Is it Popcorn Palace?
It probably is.
I have beef with them.
I mean, it fits our theme for our club. Animation is cinema.
And how?
They pretty much just have like a variety of different flavors from like the normal caramel colors.
They have fruity flavor of which I tasted as a kid. I was slightly underwhelmed.
Hey, do you know, like, so what do they call it exactly? What's their name?
The company.
Yeah.
I gotta go back to the email. But pretty much the company just does like fundraising. Also, I found that Chipotle also does fundraisers too, I guess for groups. If you want to do like a fundraiser with them, it's on their site. But we could try to apply for it, see if they'll work with us.
Oh, that's nice. Very nice of them.
The more help, the merrier. The more help we get, the merrier. I said
Yeah, the merrier. Like
the
Christmas.
more help we get, the merrier.
Oh yeah, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, everybody.
Happy
Yeah,
holidays,
good job.
Hanukkah, Kwanzaa.
I believe
Happy holidays.
I believe Hanukkah just started.
That makes sense.
That makes
Well, merry whatever the hell you celebrate.
Now you guys know what needs to start
Merry
playing that
whatever,
annoying Christmas
everybody.
song.
I
Well,
like
that's the whole point.
Feliz
That's
Navidad.
the rude version of Happy Holidays.
Calm down.
So so the website is called supportmyfundraiser.org.
What a great fundraiser.
I guess Patreon is.
I was about to say, it sounds kind of like Patreon, but it's not. It's kind of funny.
I mean, they sell a product, which is, well, I guess Patreon is also similar to that as well. Although some people, if you're an artist, the product is just digital art or tutorials.
I've been
Or
thinking about
commissions.
getting a Patreon at some point.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm still
Knowles had
scared.
one.
I feel like
I had one.
Yeah.
I mean, should I?
I'm still a coward.
Still doing the ill.
You
I mean,
can.
How do I ask people to like
Ill is in
donate?
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, Patreon is more like a subscription, so you would need to write, a different tier list, trying to convince people like, hey, if you donate $1 a month,
you
you'll
need to
get
have like
this.
perks to promise people.
Was this the same website that was?
Okay.
Correct me. But the Patreon, was that the site that hosted the guy of the Air Umbrella?
Who?
The Air Umbrella?
Kickstarter?
No, that was
That was
maybe that was Kickstarter, but
Oh,
no,
but
we were
but
talking about
you know what I'm
Patreon.
talking about, right?
Yeah.
Not at all.
So,
I just
okay,
thought
so-
Kickstarter.
So the Air Umbrella, it was advertised. It was a.
Wait a minute. I think you were talking about this a couple, maybe a week or two ago.
Oh, the umbrella, or just instead of using a physical thing, it just blasts air and the water goes around you.
Wait, how does? It didn't work, did it?
No, it never got made.
Oh, okay.
It was like a big Kickstarter scam.
Oh, okay. Because that idea sounds weirdly cool. I don't know.
Oh, can we start talking about like
Sure.
the background art now?
Sure thing. Yeah.
Hey, that's my job to get the crowd going.
Okay. So the role of a background artist in the animation production pipeline is critical for creating the visual world of an animated series or film. Here's a breakdown of what goes into it. Like 1, understanding the script. Background artists start by reading the script and understanding the narrative and setting. They collaborate with the production team and art director to gather a clear vision of the design requirements. Number 2 is concept art and style development. Next, the background artist creates concept art and style frames to establish the visual directions. The artworks help define the color schemes, lighting mood, and overall look of the backgrounds. So, for instance, there were some documentaries out there of like there are colors like Toy Story 3. You can find it online. Toy Story 3 there are samples out there of like color scripts. So before they start, it was almost like all storyboarding in some ways. So they just have like a very it's not fully rendered out, but just like it's just blocked out like the colors for each scene.
Do you have any examples from specific movies?
Yeah. Just Toy Story. I definitely know Toy Story 3 has like samples out there from background painters showing that the color script. Yeah, that's the term. So if you look up color scripts for like different films, you
Who's
can
just gonna use this chair?
Oh, I see it. It's
Yeah.
It's pretty much a painting without the detail.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at this picture of what's supposed to be Andy.
Can I see it?
Oh,
Oh, I've seen those.
Oh,
They're
so
nice.
actually, it's funny you mentioned that. So I bought a book of storyboards from my second favorite film, The Castle of Cagliostro, and the cover actually has one of these on the cover of the book, where it shows the wedding scene that Lupin crashes.
Oh wait. Oh wait.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I actually did not recognize that. But then when you mentioned like Lupin the Third, that caught my attention.
Oh yeah. So if you want to look at it, by all means, go ahead. It's the entire movie, but in story form. But it's story.
Okay, that explains why. Because like the Lupin art style, I can see it. Is that supposed to be like Lupin, like disguised as?
Oh yeah, he in this scene he was disguised as the wedding's priest.
Priest.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
the archbishop. Sorry.
And of course like is the plot like of course like him stealing something?
Okay, so I don't want to diverge. I don't want to diverge this conversation about background. But to try and get it past you as quick as I can, the Castle of Cagliostro is about Lupin and his gang. They originally go to this small country called Cagliostro because it's like fabled to be like the main source of this counterfeiting scheme called the Goat Bills. But they encounter a princess that needs help, so they decide to like rescue the princess from the count who's forcing her to marry. And the reason she wants to marry her is because they have these rings that reveal the location of a hidden treasure.
Oh.
So that's like the quick and dirty version of it.
Okay.
I highly recommend it.
Okay.
All right, next thing, please. I didn't mean to.
No, it's cool. These little bits of info that we like to add here and there are just like little nice seasonings, sprinkles to our pizza pie of a podcast, if that makes sense.
Pizza pie of a podcast. We recently just ate a pizza.
Yes, that's
Let
it.
that be on the record.
Yeah, this is not a crazy taxi, rebel taxi video.
No, but we pretty much
was.
could be parroting.
All right, what's next?
Okay, research and reference gathering. Background artists conduct research and gather references to ensure accurate representation of real-world or fantastical settings. References may include photographs, architectural designs, landscapes, or historical references, depending on the project's requirements. So definitely like scenes from Up, like that Carl's house is actually based off a real house.
I actually like I'm going through a bit of a Lion King phase at the moment, and I've been looking at like the making of the original Lion King, and all the backgrounds that they used in the movie were like inspired by photographs taken from a research trip to Africa that the team went to, and it's actually really cool. They're like it's like almost spot on.
Is that why the movie took 12 years to make over that?
Probably, yeah.
Makes
Because
sense.
they want the whole development stage, to look real, to look authentic enough to, encapsulate the setting for
What they didn't
the
have?
background.
What they didn't have Unity and VR technology back then?
Oh no.
They didn't have.
And that movie's
And
getting
CGI wasn't really that prevalent, so.
only in the
That time.
Stampede scene where they used that.
Yeah.
I think that was the only scene where they used CGI.
Yeah.
So
I
the
meant for like the
hyenas marching?
backgrounds.
The hyenas marching wasn't CGI? With the Dirt to
No.
Scars song?
No,
it
no,
was
no,
the,
no.
the
no.
buffalo. They
The
were
buffalo
were
scene.
running. There was
Right, 'cause
Where
that's-
multiples
Simba,
of
no,
them.
where Simba got
Yeah,
trapped into the.
the one where Mufasa dies.
oh,
That was the only CG part in the movie.
Because the part where the hyenas are marching the Scars song, that looks like it's CGI.
No.
It's just
I
really
mean, that's
cool.
all a shadow, but they could easily just hand drawn that.
Yeah. But outside of that, the only there's this one picture from the movie Fritz the Cat. Ralph Bakshi, he was the guy that I showed you the last meeting. I showed you that short film very like violent and like that's not safe for work one.
Yep.
So his first film, Fritz the Cat, used a lot of like photographs that they would later use for their backgrounds. So I'll try and pull up an image of it right now. For those at home, just look it up yourselves. Fritz the Background. Background is my favorite word to type in the internet. I can't find the original photograph for this background, but the artist essentially like traced over it with a Xerox machine.
Oh. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that cat.
How would that work? Was Xerox?
I think Xerox was just a scanning,
Well,
but
I think she had like the lady that drew this. She had like a pen that was hooked up to a Xerox machine, and while she traced over the picture, it would print it out on the machine itself.
oh, wow, really? Okay.
That's pretty much how the the very, very first Xerox machines works. They were used for like reproducing signatures.
Or just like the lining of the card.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought this whole time it was just like scanning
No.
hand drawings.
No. It's just using that pen on the machine.
Oh wait, hold on. I'm thinking of the fax machine. Sorry, the fax machine. The fax machine. That was the one that was used to copy signatures, but then later used to send photographs. So that's what I just said was partially true, but the whole Fritz the Cat thing, that was for real.
Isn't it the like rated X?
It was the first.
It was
very
mature.
It was the first rated X cartoon.
Yeah.
Back when rated
X
X was
exist.
back when X was an actual rating the MPAA used.
So, layout and composition. Once the general style is approved, background artists work on a layout and composition. They determine the placement of key elements such as buildings, trees, landmarks to create visually appealing and functional backgrounds that support the narrative. Okay.
You think I should go over there and tell them they're
No.
being too loud? That'd be pretty.
She went to go. I think she did.
Oh.
Wait, really?
Yeah, no, that's why I was waving my fist. I was like, go, yeah.
Are you sure?
Oh, because I saw her go like left, and then she didn't see anything.
She went
then,
over
right?
there.
Oh.
Is that over
Oh,
there?
I thought she
No,
was
it's
taking
over
a.
there.
I thought she was taking a
It's
call.
over there.
So-
Then
so-
I guess she is then.
So the lady that like complained that did the noise complaint came from over there.
Yeah. I think
Okay,
she's
yeah,
the one
no.
that's next
Yeah,
door.
that's-
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
I want to do it now.
Wait.
No, but I'd be too nice.
Let me go.
Let me go.
You do
Don't
it.
have
I'd
a whole.
be too nice.
Don't have a whole. Don't want to get a whole squad.
Just all of us get up.
Don't
Just
raid them. Like.
we all just stare outside the window. We don't
Can you
say
please
anything.
stop having wine in your door while you're studying, please?
Like,
She sounds like she's being tickled.
Yeah, this sounds concerning. It sounds like she's about to pass out. Yeah, then.
like that.
That sounds like a stock laughing sound effect.
It is a stop vacuum sound effect. Jules makes them all the time. They're fun to make. Like,
All right. Before we get off track, what else are we doing?
Detailed background arts. Background artists focus on creating detailed background illustrations. This involves digitally or traditionally painting in the background. Focus on elements such as textures, lighting, and depth to bring life and atmosphere to the scene.
How'd it go?
It went good. I told them to just keep the noise down because they were like doing like a study group or something like that.
Okay.
The hypocrisy coming to us.
Wait, well, that wasn't the same people that knocked on our door, was
Yes,
it?
No,
was it?
it was the room next to the lady that we saw.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
like-
okay.
It was like two girls doing like a study group or something.
All right.
2 girls, 1 lad.
Don't.
Ew.
All right. You mentioned detailed backgrounds.
Yes.
Yeah, doing
Please.
backgrounds.
Please.
So, for instance, the Little Mermaid used traditional painting techniques for some of their backgrounds. I know that some artists used gouache, which is like a combination of acrylic and watercolor paint.
You don't like acrylic paint?
Acrylic.
Is it because it dries fast?
No, it's because of the painting that I had to do for AP art, and I
Oh.
was timed, and I had an aneurysm because I couldn't figure out how to do the hands.
So like most of these, I do know of a film, animated film called French film called Ernest and Celestine, and it's very like light because they used watercolor and all their animations. So the backgrounds was very, like kind of very subtle.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't like very sharp. It was not sharp at all. Even the colors were not, very hard hitting and bold in your face. It was like fairly opposite. Felt really like soft and subtle.
Oh, actually, slightly related to that, the animation for Kim Possible. You ever notice how like fluidly
That's not
animated
really
that show was?
Yeah.
And notice how the backgrounds of that were always like very simplified.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure like they might have sacrificed some of the
Placed it,
backgrounds so that way they had
did
more.
it for
Character movement reasons?
not
Yeah.
not for besides Kim Possible. I think they did it for. I don't want to say like.
Is there another Disney show?
Budget
Yeah.
reasons or
I don't know for budget reasons, but I'm not simplifying to that.
Yeah.
It might be.
Brandy and Mr. Whiskers?
No. Dang. Hi.
What does it have
Dave
in
the
it?
Barbarian?
Some Disney Channel show. Was it Disney Channel?
Yeah, it was a Disney Channel animated show
In the
that
same
had
in the same time period.
that early 2000s.
Was it the one with the bunny, or bunnies, or rabbits?
Is it Kick Buck Patowski?
No.
Oh
not
my
Kate.
gosh, Kate Patowski.
yeah, that's a good show.
I was gonna.
Describe it.
Yeah, you mentioned two bunnies, right? I forgot.
Oh,
what
one
they're
was
called.
a girl and one was.
Wait, oh,
yeah.
yin
Oh, yeah,
yao
Brandy,
yo,
yeah.
something
Brandy
like
and
that.
Mr. Whiskers.
But he was a dog. No, there was a dog and a rabbit, and the girl was a dog.
Oh.
and the
Wait,
boy
was it a blue rabbit and a pink
Yeah.
rabbit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
that-
Yin Yang Yo.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yin
Oh,
Yang
yeah. Right. That
Oh, I was thinking Tiny Toons.
That was on Jetix though.
Yeah.
But it
And
did
there was
come
a
up on
Yeah.
It's like
Disney
Panty and
XD.
Stocking, but with a panda.
Yin Yang Yo.
So how was the background painting for that show?
I wouldn't
So-
know.
If anyone remembers.
I'll look it up.
So
I didn't
Well,
see
I
it,
think it was like-
unfortunately.
But I would like to bring up how, you know how like the Fairly Odd Parents, how the backgrounds
Oh,
don't
yeah.
have lines, they're just
Oh,
kind
yeah,
of
they have
shapes.
the shapes.
But like Yin and Yo kind of has,
The world of
Do they
chaos
have
and
lines?
disarray.
kind of has like the aspect of
I respect like retro 50s.
oh, Wow Wow
Yeah.
Whoopsie, if not.
Oh yeah, that's that. Yeah, I'm looking at the show right now. Yeah, it's very.
It reminds me of Wow Wow Whoopsie.
The show used a lot of simplistic shapes.
You don't
as
know?
characters.
It's very
Oh.
square. Everything's very
It's
square.
Talk about Yin and Yo. I don't know. if you
Rectangles
saw
and
it.
squares.
So Wow Wow
That's all we
Whoopsie?
need.
Yeah,
They
it
used
reminds
very
me of
basic
Wow Wow
shapes in
Whoopsie.
that show.
Oh, like
It's
I
like
guess like
yeah, because the
vegetable
squares
shapes?
have like
Yeah.
curves. It's like a curvy square.
It
Yeah.
does, but
It's not- they don't have any
Oh, I've
corners.
seen that.
Yeah, the lines though.
For the cityscape.
Okay, I didn't see like the panda guy, but like I remember like.
I see
Bless you.
Bless
Times
you.
two.
Unfortunately.
No, it's just the intro of the
Yin
Yin Yang Yo.
Slipped right past me.
Yeah, I'm like that's like kind of your basic Canadian type.
Oh man, I
You
feel
know, Johnny
I feel sorry for Canadian animators.
Yeah.
Well, actually, just content creators in general in Canada because for those who don't know, Canada has this law where like
Right.
a certain percentage of stuff that they air on television and movies has to be Canadian made. So a lot of studios will pump out shows just to meet that quota,
Oh.
and it leads to a lot of like shovelware, but in game, I mean cartoon form.
Shovelware cartoon.
Shovel cartoons.
Shovel.
I
And
like
it-
Johnny Test. That was nice.
I would say a show named like Spliced. I don't know if you guys.
I know. I was just
I
about to
think
mention
that
that.
My
I was
brother
a
used to
child.
watch
It didn't
that.
click to me.
I think I remember it because like me and my brother would like cook like some like I think like some like turkey ham like in the microwave and just eat it at night. Like we
Okay,
didn't watch Splice
so
videos or
about what you said about the Johnny Test women.
like, we watched
So
like,
someone
all
made a
that
drink.
episodes.
Someone made a drinking game out of that.
Oh!
Every time, what,
Every-
the whip sound.
Every time the whip sound plays, they take a shot.
Oh
for it.
no!
Oh man.
One way ticket to
It was,
alcohol.
if I remember correctly, it was like 200 something shots in 25 minutes.
That's terrifying.
That was
No,
literally
that's
whenever
scary.
someone would move their arm.
Well, there goes
Yeah.
his liver.
Even when it's not, even when they're like putting their hands on their head or putting their hands on their hips, they still make that sound.
I'll post a link to it in Discord. It's actually very funny.
Like yeah, even when his dad like puts his finger up like this, it still makes the sound.
I can't spell.
They
Sorry.
just constantly emphasize that all the time.
Drinking game. Okay, what's next?
Okay, collaborating with other departments. Background artists collaborate with various other departments, such as colorists and compositors. They ensure the consistency of the visual style and communicate any necessary adjustments for changes.
Well, the Disney video. Before this podcast started, I showed the club 4 animators paint one, or 4 artists paint one tree, and this was documentary made around the time Sleeping Beauty came out, and it actually delves into the creation of Sleeping Beauty in some way. Where this is not necessarily 2 departments, more 2 different artists talk about he mentions that he has his own style of painting, but he had to make sure it was consistent with the chosen style, and they did a lot of comparing of paintings and whatnot, and I thought that was pretty neat.
Okay.
What topic are we on again?
What
number?
It was like 6. We were on it.
Yeah, 6 collaboration with other departments.
We're like blowing through this.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they also got to work with like head. What department was it?
Art
Like-
directors?
Yeah, yes, the art directors.
Well, I
'Cause,
had the pretty
obviously, yeah, the
All
person
right.
who's running the show has got to like work with
All
the
right,
background
so-
artists.
Like an art.
I posted the Johnny Test drinking game in general. I recommend if you're of age, or actually I don't recommend it at all because you'd
Don't
be dead.
recommend it.
Yeah.
Do that with soda.
Yeah, with soda. You'll get diabetes by the time you're done, but whatever.
Or
Or wind up having to pee a lot.
compensation.
Do it with no coffee is bad. Never mind.
Compensate. Don't do it with coffee.
I was just about to say it and then I caught myself.
Even 1 cup of coffee can make you pee a
Compensation.
lot.
Yeah.
Well, I never drink coffee.
I just don't
I
like.
drink coffee a couple of times.
The
My
only-
mom likes it black.
Not
So.
a
The only time I drink coffee is when I'm doing an all-nighter, which is almost never.
Jules needs his coffee.
Shucks.
I don't want to turn to my mom.
Fair.
I need
Very
my cup
fair.
of Jules
Very
to get the
fair.
day.
All right, but just to the exact number of shots he takes is
Was he like drawing words after this, or was he like, you know? Oh yeah, he looks very.
226.
In one episode?
Yeah, in one episode.
Wow.
Let me see.
Wait, hold on.
You watched the 1,000, the 100th episode? Of course you're gonna hear.
Well,
what
I'm flipping it around. I see to make sure it's.
You did it.
So this is at the end. He's just done at this point.
Yeah, I got the whole. Like,
He could have just stopped at 50. Just went, okay, this is insane.
He's just.
Don't ever do something like that.
227.
Please
220.
don't do something like this.
28.
Why would you do that to yourself?
As much of the human race.
And for those listening, we're looking at the drinking game that was done by Yearbud Tevin.
Alright.
So very funny to watch. But just don't.
Don't try this at home.
Yeah.
No, well, actually, no. Don't try.
Don't try it at all. Your liver will thank you.
Alright, next topic.
Okay, so meeting deadlines. Background artists work within production schedules to meet project deadlines. They must be organized, manage their time efficiently, and effectively communicate process updates to the production team.
Oh, that's just self-explanatory. I don't think.
Yeah, but
I mean, clearly John Kay didn't read that part of the manual because that was like a major problem with him with Nickelodeon. Like he couldn't get his episodes finished. That's why he got canceled.
But definitely, it might be difficult because like you also got to do research and just like you never know if you're gonna come out with it right the first time.
But well, if all else fails, do what Ralph Bakshi does: use photographs. I mean, but that's like a last resort type thing. If you're short on time and money.
I have to go because I actually have to wake up tomorrow.
All right, have fun.
Okay.
Why you gotta wake up?
Bye. Good night.
What is the human experience? Force us to sleep.
I'm sorry, I have to
You
tutor
did it.
kids tomorrow.
Okay.
Oh, and I actually need to have a smile on my face for once.
Well, be safe when you're back.
See ya.
Alright, bye.
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 All right. To summarize, background artists bring settings to the animated production to life. They involve themselves in every stage of the pipeline, from concept art to art and style development to detailed background illustration, in order to create visually stunning and cohesive environments that enhance storytelling. Okay, so for group questions, what are the skills and qualities to make a successful background artist?
Well, you have to
You
be
need
good at
to-
painting for one.
You need to encapsulate stuff in real life, and yeah, just look at the real world.
Oh, definitely.
So I have I wanted to share a trick that one of my digital arts teachers taught me when I was at CCVC, and this is more for like reference drawing rather than background, but I guess this can apply to background as well. Make your try and get a black and white reference picture, and then squint and blur your eyes when drawing it or painting it. It surprisingly works. I was able to do like detailed portraits that way.
Really?
Like it can be. It's quite surprising what you can do with that.
Being mindful of your environment, like, and also, if you can, think about the heritage of your environment. Like, for example, if you're going to do a show about New York, think about what New York would look like. If you're going to do a show about Japan, think about what Japan would look like.
Bless you.
You're going to do a show about India, think about what India would look like.
I actually have this. I can't make this yet because I don't have the money. But one of my stories that I have in my head takes place in Norway, and if I ever have enough money to make that movie, I would probably spend like a month or two in Norway. But that's in the future somewhere, hopefully.
I mean, you can also.
There is like a study abroad program that Towson does. Yeah.
I mean, you can also just look up pictures of Norway.
Well, I mean, yeah, but there's pictures, but then there's like actually being there and experiencing their culture and stuff
Right,
like
that's
that.
true. Like if
Yeah.
you want to like get some backgrounds, it's really important, especially if you're making the background based off of, at least from like a country or culture that's different from your own. It's really important to try to like get some references from the people there, as well as like you can. The best way to do is like actually being there, but there are like some internet sources that you can look up where you have to do like extensive research by then to actually be like culturally accurate with it. So just for the sake of it, don't do what Oye Primos did.
Also,
Oh,
and to bring back Lion King, once again, they did a research trip. The Lion King crew actually spent time in Africa. And also, once again, to bring back Ralph Bakshi, the way one of the ways he would capture like the environment of the settings he would set his films in is he would walk around with a tape recorder and just have conversations with people. And some of those conversations actually. Some of those recordings actually made it.
Happened, yeah.
They actually made it into the final movie. Like
in the final cut.
Did they have to go and Mulan?
They recorded like a
Oh no,
conversation that
not
happened
the
in
not the
bar.
Mulan one. No.
Yeah, they had to go to China to do that, right?
Did he?
What was your name?
Yeah,
again?
I think they
Adana. Adana mentioned Primos, and I was going to talk about how infactually heinous the background art is, and
The bright
the
yellow.
bright yellow.
Breaking
and
Bad.
Yes.
It's a
Yeah.
very stereotypical.
oh, also wasn't like the town like called like Earthquake?
Yeah.
It's called Hurricane?
It's
Or-
called Terremoto Heights, I think.
Which
Yeah.
means
Which
I thought
is
it meant- I
earthquake
thought-
in Spanish.
Yeah, I thought I meant Earthquake.
Yeah, and don't get me started with the character names, but that's a different topic for another day. But,
yeah, but like
yeah.
the point is that the background
yeah.
art,
It's all
the height yellow
all orange, yellow.
was kind of like it,
I guess like
It felt a bit stereotypical.
Do not.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because-
advice. Do not depict. Do not depict your background as like if you want to do something Western. Don't depict it as orange and yellow as a starter because it's very rude. It's very cheap. It's very stereotypical.
Right.
But I mean, one exception that I've seen is from like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure,
Yeah.
from Diamond is Unbreakable, where they made the sky yellow
Oh,
in the
yeah.
series. I really like that,
Oh, yeah,
as
that's-
an artistic
I
style.
feel
Yeah,
like
that's
that's a-
like if you do it like very, like that's kind of aesthetic-y kind
Yeah.
of.
Oh, actually, that
Kind of like aesthetic
th-
for-
this actually ties in. I just remembered something. Do you guys know what UPA is?
What's
No.
that?
Abbreviation.
United Productions of America. It was like it was an old animation studio. They did very like avant-garde stuff, but
Yeah,
they did an adaptation of the Telltale Heart, the Edgar Allan Poe poem, and it contains a very good way of background animation. I thought I should share it with you guys. Once again, look up Telltale Heart for those listening.
Like they're the ones who started that series, Mr. Magoo.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm not that familiar with UPA's library though.
Like I kind of mentioned it last week. They're the ones who did that series, Rudy Toot Toot. Yeah, it's it's sort of like a musical about a woman who shot her husband and she's on trial, but it's quite a fascinating story. Like because their style is like they don't color the skin of characters. They just like their heads and skin are just like the same as the background. So they sort of revolutionized a very simplistic style.
All right, so hold on, I'm looking through the. I'm like scanning the video to make sure I'm in the right part.
Okay, I guess I'll.
Oh yeah, you can move on.
That.
Yeah,
Okay. What are some of the challenges that background artists face?
Accuracy.
Yeah.
I guess time because
Composition.
making a good detailed background can be time consuming, and in the animation or anything, time is money.
I think a lot of background artists kind of challenge themselves on layout and composition because from a art point, I heard like background artists kind of use like some kind of math and depiction, like if they're looking into architecture, I meant they don't know like if they were to like try to measure like how tall do you want this building, how tall do you want the interior design of this house.
Also,
do you want
scale
to
can be a
scaling,
problem.
Yeah.
All right, so I found the video, and so so the part I'm talking about for those listening, go to 2 minutes and 18 seconds into the film. The main character is going up a dark staircase, and my phone just fell on the ground.
Wait,
but
what's
whatever.
it called again?
The Telltale Heart. I'll post it in the Discord. And so the main character is going up a dark staircase. Now, I want you to try and guess how they did the animation for this. And the background is being animated here. So the flashlight's going through. All right. How do you think they did that? Oh, you didn't see.
Do they use like an actual?
What's the context for like the animation in general?
So the animation itself is about it's an adaptation of the Edgar Allan Poe story where a man kills his
That story where he like takes like the heart of like that.
no he kills a man that lives in his house because of his eye and then chops him up and hides him underneath the floorboards.
Okay, yeah, I recognize
Alright.
that story. But then I guess about I guess given the context of the animation, I do like how like the lighting of like as it going up the stairs gives like the ominous feeling, especially that's like I'm sorry for the people in the back.
It's alright. Alright, so do you have a dry erase marker so I can demonstrate how they did it?
Wait. Oh shoot! I didn't bring my backpack. I actually did have a dry erase marker.
Oh, you can't present it.
Oh man.
The whole thing. Is...
No.
Let me see if I can borrow one from somewhere else. Be right back.
Do you want to move on to the next question, or do you want to demonstrate?
Well, I guess one thing I'll mention is to kind of have an understanding that there's a difference on how the lighting inside of a room was different to the lighting outside in daylights, or how lighting changes throughout the day from morning to the afternoon to late evening. There's like a whole difference in how light affects the color of like all objects around us. Like for instance, like the road isn't just black, but when it's like oh well, it can't be held, you know. It's,
Yeah, we can't.
yeah, we already said something.
All right, got the marker. Okay, so Tally did the background, and Corridor Crew, they did a video on this, so they're probably gonna explain it way better than I did. But rather than, so imagine this is the canvas, right? And here's the staircase. Here's the other set of stairs. And then here's the top, and here's the landing, and here's where the door is. So they would make the same. Sorry for the lack of detail here, but whatever. It doesn't matter.
That's fine.
So what they would do is they would make multiple versions of this one painting, and each version they would only have certain parts illuminated. So the first one, only this part would be illuminated, and the next one this part, and the last one would be this part. So what they would do is they would fade out in between each painting, so it looked like the light is moving from each spot.
Oh,
Each spot
so
of
that's
the
like
stairs.
the layout of like the entire that entire scene.
Yeah.
Oh.
So like the camera is here, and as it pans up, they fade between painting number 1, number 2,
and then number 3.
Okay, well then that's actually really creative with how it gives off the
Since
illusion
they-
of
since
like
it-
kind of like a rotating stairs, so to speak, and like
Yeah,
how
since
it's
it was
leading
in the
up to like
50s,
that
they
door.
have to, be technical with the layout of painting, and the camera would have to, have to focus on like what painting they want to illuminate the stairs on.
Yeah.
All right, so Telltale Heart, highly recommend it.
Yeah.
All right, so
Next,
let me return this marker now.
next question.
Okay. How has the role of a background artist changed over time?
If we're speaking about the evolution of background art,
Yeah.
mostly I feel like because I don't recognize like the animation pipeline industry or the technical part of it, but for I guess as presenting the role as a background artist, it kind of leaves up to the emphasis on, I don't know, creativity, and because you would get the concept art, the layout, and then the final product, and that kind of just, I wouldn't say like for it to be, more potent or more higher than the other roles in the animation pipeline, but it's the most kind of, important.
I would say that now the role of being kind of a background artist has become a bit more technical, and you have to be more knowledgeable about softwares and some tad bit of coding, a bit of like a computer science knowledge about it, whereas back then in the 50s it was strictly just paper and drawing or painting. But
So what was
now,
sorry, I missed the.
The question was number.
it was number
Number 3. How has the role
How has
of a
background
background artist changed over time?
But nowadays, it is a lot of them use 3D models, and that's not usually painted with a paintbrush. So they would make codes, they would make algorithms to understand the lighting, the shadows, the accuracy, and the details of the art. And you would have to know a lot more about computers.
I got
That's
bad
how
news for you. Some studios have adopted AI to make backgrounds for their animation.
Yes, some studios have been doing that.
Really?
And some studios have been trying to adopt writing too.
Well, again,
Trying to do everything as AI.
somebody
I'm
still has
looking
to
at
enter
you,
the
Disney.
But you
somebody-
still have to you still have to know in order to
Oh, yeah,
work
there
with
was,
it.
like, a
Because just
controversy
because you
that
use
they-
AI doesn't
I
mean
think
it
that
works
the
out.
issue was-
I don't
correct.
think I don't think
Somebody-
they fully use AI. It's just like
They use AI to help, but they don't let
help
AI do
their-
it for them.
Yeah, also-
enforce
Somebody
their
has to
production
enter the-
line.
Somebody still has to enter the prompt in AI.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to
So-
create it.
Speaking of like Disney, I once saw on their Instagram that they use like AI art.
For their Thanksgiving post.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
A lot of
if you look it
rumors
up,
about
it
that.
was sort of like a parody of another famous painting where like, but they just have all the Disney characters arranged.
Yeah.
Just like
Weirdly-
Mickey was handing out a turkey or something.
Another thing, people were able to catch up on that and like kind of inspect and realize, hey, that doesn't look right because
Was it
of the
like
way they
the
were.
Oh, that's
looking.
that's obvious
It's not
AI.
really subtle, but
Yeah,
it's
Yeah,
something
they were
people,
able to
yeah,
pick
people
up.
are not having it in the comments.
Yeah, people were able to pick
Wait,
up
just,
on that
is,
just by
is
looking
this
at
is this
it.
the one?
No,
No, they were at a
No.
they were at a
No.
dinner table.
Oh, okay. Hold on. AI arts. It's Thanksgiving,
was
right?
it this?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the one.
Yeah.
Let me see it.
Oh, sorry, my light is.
And sometimes AI gets details wrong, like
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the problem is they're getting better.
Well, because humans are making them
it's
better.
just like
Yeah.
this.
Because they are knowing how to use the software and how to use the computers that they inserted into AI,
Oh,
so
this
AI can
was it.
help them. That's how AI was pretty much created in
Yeah.
the first
Yeah,
place.
characters will have multiple arms or
That's the,
6
yeah.
toes or like
Look at
the
no,
toes combined into
there's
them or
two-
something.
It's gotten a lot better recently.
Oh
like,
wait, that's not. What was that?
depending on
Is it the one
Yeah,
with?
yeah, I see it. I see it.
See, you can show it to him.
Yeah, I'm looking at that one right now.
Yeah.
And me being myself using AI, I've used AI before, so I should know from experience that they get details wrong sometimes.
mhm.
Wait, that character in the background behind Goofy, was that supposed to be Max?
Oh
Yeah. Who is that?
Who is that?
Who is that?
You mean the girl cow?
No. Behind,
It's like
next to
almost-
Goofy,
it almost looks like
between Mickey and Goofy.
Does it look like Goofy?
Almost. I like at least with the
Hold on, I'm
separated
trying to
teeth.
find-
And his eye, at least with the eye style, I recognize it kind of looks like his son Max, but like.
Yeah, but like styles.
Mm.
It doesn't help like.
No, that
Like,
yeah,
does
that
it have,
is
like, a
that is Max. Maybe like a very young version of him, like when he was a baby
Yeah.
or something.
Yo, baby.
Little baby Max.
Little baby Max.
Was
Like
that
Goof
even a
Troop?
thing in the movie?
No, not
No,
in the movie,
like
but
Goof
like
Troop.
There's that. So
Only
before the
Mickey.
Goofy movie, there's Goof Troop the show.
And they had that.
Not
They
to my
had
knowledge.
They had Kid
Yeah,
Max.
Yeah,
but
there was like
it
there.
didn't look like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, it didn't
That's-
look like that. It didn't look like
That's-
that.
Yeah, a Goofy
Yeah.
movie has Max voiced as like a teenager by Jason Marsden instead of Dana Hill this time, but it's still based on Goof Troop. It's just and also some of the characters from Goof Troop that were missing from a Goofy movie like Peg and Pistol.
Goofy Bag's a librarian in an extremely goofy movie, and
Yeah.
I just laughed.
Oh yeah, I remember. And I remember they like went to like the disco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like how
Un-
Max had a love
unrelated,
interest in the first
I think you
Goofy,
might like this.
Goofy has one in the second one. Come to think of whatever happened to Roxanne in the second one.
she's gone.
The most possible theory is they decide to just be friends. They most likely decide to just be friends because
Can they
Max
play
is
it
seen flirting in that the
crap,
second
I lost
one.
it. Hold on. Can I get it back?
Yeah, that's pretty much overall. That's how the role of the background artist changed over time.
Okay.
Going from paper
I
to
lost it.
computer.
Aw.
It's kind of the main overall transition.
What do you think looks better, lined art, no lined art, or colored lines for a background?
Line
I
art.
think it kind of depends.
Yeah, it really depends on the
It
movie.
depends on the
Yeah, it
movie
depends
and
on the
stylistic
style.
choice that they want.
Yeah, that's it.
Moving on, next
Oh, that's
question.
cute.
Okay. What are the most important things to consider when creating background art for an animated
Can
production?
you skip number 5?
Oh, did-
I
I
think
think that's
it's-
the same question.
Yeah,
for
I
the
think
second.
it's
Oh,
Stephen.
That's
what
an
are some of your
actual
favorite
thing.
examples of background art in animation?
Oh, for me personally, some of my favorite backgrounds come from the Spider-Verse movies.
Mm.
Because I've seen, because I have the art book for the first one, and they're just phenomenal looking. Like they pop in color, and they're super detailed. I even tried to like draw a couple of them, a couple of the backgrounds on the artwork.
Jules loves Wreck-It Ralph and Ralph Breaks the Internet.
Oh,
Yes, I was gonna mention that. I
Should've
have the
mentioned
art
that,
book
yeah.
to the first one.
Okay, this is gonna be kind of blasphemous, but this because this is for a live action movie, but it uses a lot of painted backgrounds. The original Tron. Because
Yeah.
Tron used a lot of even though it was live action, it was composited onto painted backgrounds they would use for animation, and I thought it looked gorgeous.
Yeah, I liked that as well.
Are you going, Logan?
Both one
Yeah,
thing,
I
both
gotta
All right.
both Tron
See
and
you later.
Wreck-It
go. I have
Ralph.
a meeting next week, right?
Yeah, we're gonna have a meeting next week. maybe we might do a movie night tomorrow. Maybe if you
Possibly,
got
yeah. I gotta
When is it gonna be?
tomorrow
At-
either
at-
7 or 8.
Okay,
So-
I'll try and make it there.
Okay.
Both John and Wreck-It Ralph have they have a one thing they have in common is they have a really descriptive knowledge of what a video game environment will look like in their eyes. Like it's the visions, it's the creator's vision of what a video game environment would actually look like.
If, besides that, I'm sure I have many other favorite backgrounds in animation, but like Lion King, because I'm going through the Lion King phase right now. But besides that, I really like Spirited Away's backgrounds. Oh, bye, Aiden.
See you later.
And
Yeah, see ya.
but just matte paintings from live action movies like Blade Runner and Batman, especially Batman. Hello.
Okay. All right, moving on to the next one. We're doing 6. Yeah, okay. What are some of the most important things to consider when creating background art for an animated production?
You should really consider like, the what is the overall feeling you're trying to convey, what are you making the background for, and how is it going to help the tone of the scene and things like that?
I agree with that. Like, for instance, I suppose if the show is for maybe for kids, the backgrounds might be a little bit more simplified and have brighter colors.
Mm-hmm.
If the show's for a network for a show on Adult Swim, it might be more grittier. Rick and Morty tends to have more complicated backgrounds that are more futuristic, sci-fi-ish.
Atlantis has a really cool futuristic sci-fi background as well.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I will be going. I put in the Discord general chat. I posted the Castle Cagliostro storyboard, the Johnny Test drinking game, and the Telltale Heart animation. So, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and I'll see you guys hopefully next time.
Yes.
All
right,
We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Oh yeah, don't like I said, don't even if you are of age, do not do the Johnny Test drinking game.
Treasure Planet has a good sci-fi background as well, and you can see the influences from Futurama and Stargate and other science fiction properties, Star Wars.
Yeah, surprisingly, a lot of 80s sci-fi movies use a lot of background paintings. Well, before CGI, obviously. So, all right, let's make sure I have everything. I don't want to pull my brother and leave something behind. All right.
All right. So, gonna try to go through these next questions fast. How do you collaborate with other departments such as colorist and compositor to create a cohesive visual style?
It starts with if each creator, and you're most likely to be able to get the project done faster.
Ciao.
If each individual creator has at least one singular mindset while they want to do the project, instead of just bickering back and forth with each other, no, it should be this style, this should be that style. That's just going to slur the production.
Okay.
Clear communication is always important.
Yes. Okay. Did you want to add anything? You look like yeah. Okay.
Pretty good.
All right. What are the best practices for meeting deadlines and managing time efficiency?
And I guess that boils right back to the previous question, when you're able to agree on a singular vision, or at least one part of the vision, you're able to move faster and meet the deadlines. But when you're back and forth and you don't meet the deadlines, it creates a cycle where where production is slowed.
Kind of like what mood boards are created for.
Yes.
Keep you in the mood.
Yeah, and it's mainly comes down to communication again. It's a good idea to talk to each other, about what you can or can't do, and how you're going to like remedy that. Talk about your limitations, and to just talk about ideas, so you can like reach the deadline.
Yes. Yeah, that sounds awesome. What advice would you give to someone who is interested in becoming a background artist?
Practice a lot, as and just observe the world around you. Like try like drawing still life.
Jules would say be mindful of both environment and heritage. Like again, if you're going to try to draw a background created based on the New York environment, study or what New York would be like. Even if you don't want to actually visit New York, study what New York would be like based on pictures of New York, and go from there.
I would say that just do what you can with your mindset. Of course, when it comes to art in general, creativity, it's just infinite. You can just do anything, but just be mindful about spatial awareness and also perspective, and how the setting will be fitting for the theme of the story or the characters and such. And yeah, other than that, then feel free to do whatever. And of course, from a famous artist, Bob Ross, that mistakes could be made into masterpieces. So however you create the art style and your style, it could still come up with something. So it doesn't have to be so abstract other art that you see on Instagram or something. It could just be simplistic and stuff like that, and it'll still come out very good.
Yeah, well said. And also learn color theory, and learn how certain colors would make you feel certain emotions.
There's a lot of techniques that you can find on YouTube of artists who use the gray tone method, which pretty much they do an illustration in gray tones, and then they color that in using that method, or they kind of use the hue and saturation sliders to kind of adjust the hue, so they're not just picking a color, they can kind of just adjust to see what colors work, and then turn those colors into grayscale to kind of see the tones. Yeah. Okay. What are your thoughts on the future of background art and animation? Or did we kind of answer that? It sounds.
I mean, I guess I don't want to slide a lot on AI art, because I feel we've been doing that quite a lot. But other than that, I feel in terms of if people are sticking to their roots of original creativity, then I feel I'm pretty confident that it'll still be just as creative that I've seen that other people do, because there are some people who are unknown artists that are very talented. It's just their art or their work has not been out there. So I feel a lot of people, that they're able to be successful and be interesting in some kind of way, or even in I guess individual people's arts that's not being promoted by a big company. Let's say Fizzy Pop's animations. I feel that people's arts will actually be out there and it'll still be creative in a human perspective, by an actual person.
Yeah. I certainly hope that background artist gets more attention, because I don't feel it's talked about enough. It seems to be a position that's always available. It's considered as an entry level position, but it's never taught. It's being a background artist is sort of not exactly a lost art form, but it's sort of it's not taught enough, or you can find tutorials, but it's sort of everybody just kind of figures it out on their own, but nobody really talks about what it is.
I guess like what you were talking about, I thought you were gonna say that like background artists weren't being credited enough.
That- Yeah, they should be more credited more.
Well, I guess like honestly, yeah. Now that I think about it, that's honestly really true because like I feel like I guess other than like let's say like for a video game for example, if there's like of course like there's like a huge masterpiece of a game, but then like of course like when you get to the credits and stuff like that, maybe some people skim over it. Like probably the people that would know things the most are like maybe people who made like the character designs or like the people who wrote the stories rather than like people who even though like they may at least how little people think like they participated in it as actually like a piece that made like the big like picture and stuff like that. And I feel like that goes the same for like background artists and stuff like that because they did contribute to making a very like fresh and cool game.
Yeah. Like some artists would spend like maybe 16 hours on like a background illustration and it's only on scene for like 5 seconds.
Yes.
Okay, I guess that concludes our discussion. So thanks for sticking around. If you come out to this point, be sure to like and subscribe to our podcast. Share it with fellow animators or people who are interested in learning about this stuff. If you want access to or look in the description, there's going to be links to tutorials to like various videos out there available on YouTube that discuss further on background painting. All right, and happy holidays. Yeah.
Jules, we'll see ya.
All right,
Yeah,
see you
thanks.
later.
Thanks for listening.
Yes.
Happy
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Jules is up.